They thought Miss Twinkle was an indescribable wonder. They went out of their way to make a nice impression. Mrs. Twinkle led the students in scales. Then she assigned roles for the class musicale. Victoria was chosen as the dainty fairy queen. Rita was chosen as the spiffy butterfly princess. Jo was chosen as the all important pixie messenger. And Chrysanthemum was chosen as a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy. Chrysanthemum's a daisy, Jo, Rita, and Victoria chanted, thinking it was wildly funny. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. "What's so humorous?" asked Mrs. Twinkle. "Chrysanthemum," was the answer. "Her name is so long," said Jo. "It scarcely fits on her name tag," said Rita, pointing. "I'm named after my grandmother," said Victoria. "She's named after a flower." "My name is long," said Mrs. Twinkle. "It is?" said Jo. "My name would scarcely fit on a name tag," said Mrs. Twinkle. "It would?" said Rita, pointing. "And," said Mrs. Twinkle, "I'm named after a flower, too." "You are?" said Victoria. "Yeah," said Mrs. Twinkle. "My name is Delphinium. Delphinium Twinkle. And if my baby is a girl, I'm considering Chrysanthemum as a name. I think it's absolutely perfect." Chrysanthemum could scarcely believe her ears. She blushed, she beamed, she bloomed. Chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum, chrysanthemum. Jo, Rita, and Victoria looked at Chrysanthemum longingly. "Call me Marigold," said Jo. "I'm Carnation," said Rita, pointing. "My name is Lily of the Valley," said Victoria. Chrysanthemum did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She knew it. Overall, the class musicale was a huge success. Chrysanthemum was absolutely perfect as a daisy. Victoria made the only mistake. She completely forgot her lines as the dainty fairy queen. Chrysanthemum thought it was wildly funny, and she giggled throughout the entire dance of the flowers. Eventually, Mrs. Twinkle gave birth to a healthy baby girl, and, of course, she named her Chrysanthemum. So, if you're looking at each of the characters in this book, you could say that Chrysanthemum learns a very valuable lesson from the beginning of the book to the end. But you can also look at the classmates, and I think that the classmates also learn a very valuable lesson. So, if we look at Chrysanthemum and if we look at what happened in the book, she grew up with very loving parents. They thought that her name was perfect because they thought that Chrysanthemum was perfect. But as she got to school and the kids didn't like her name as much as she had thought or as much as her parents had told her, she got really sad and she started to doubt herself and she started to doubt her name. So I think one lesson that Chrysanthemum learned by the end of the book was to accept who you are and to accept all of your quirks. We are all a little bit different. We are different in the way that we look. We are different in the way that we act. We are different in the things that we like, and that's okay. And I think that by the end of the book, Chrysanthemum was really confident and happy with her name. And I think that's a good lesson that she learned to be confident and to be happy with who you are and to stick up for yourself. I think she should have stuck up for herself in the book. Now, if you look at the other characters and if you look at Chrysanthemum's classmates, Rita, Joe, and Victoria, I think that they also learned a valuable lesson because they were kind of bullies in the book and they were not very nice or kind to Chrysanthemum. And I think that by the end of the book, they also learned that not everyone is the same and it's good to be different. I think that Joe, Rita, and Victoria also learned that we should be accepting of everyone and we shouldn't make fun of anyone for who they are or what their name is or what they look like, and that we should accept everyone. And I think that's a very important lesson that is taught in the book and is a really important lesson that we should know as human beings and as people. We should accept all people. So, what your job is for today, you are going to listen to or read the video, the book Scaredy Monster, and in your independent notebook, I want you to tell me what lesson we can learn from the book Scaredy Monster Loses a Tooth. Now, after you tell me what the lesson is, I also want you to make a connection. So, in first grade, a lot of us have lost a tooth or are going to be losing a tooth soon. So, can you tell me about a time that you lost a tooth and how did you feel about it? Did you feel how Scaredy Monster feels when he's losing a tooth? And then tomorrow or on Wednesday, we have a new book that we are going to look at and we're going to learn another lesson. Have fun and enjoy reading.